Stop us.
All right,
All
all right.
right, all right. All right.
Okay, I'm
Okay, I'm
finished.
finished.
All
All
right.
right.
So I want Misha Mesh to introduce herself. Tell us a genre or genres that she writes in, and anything we need to know before we get started.
Hi, I'm Mesha Mesh. I'm let me start over. Hi, I'm Mesha Mesh. I'm an author. I've been writing books since my first book published May 26th of 2015. So my 10-year anniversary is in a few days. I write in the genres street lit, urban fiction, and urban romance, dark mafia romance, and those are it. Um, what else you want to know?
All
All
right.
right,
Let's
let's
go to the
go.
first question. You had a strong presence in urban fiction for years, and your name still holds weight with a lot of readers. We love your books. What do you believe has kept your voice relevant in a genre where new authors emerge every day? Is it discipline, evolution, or something entirely different?
It's that I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to adapt to change. I'm still gonna write. No matter how my last book did or the one before that, it don't matter if it didn't make the money I wanted it to make, if it didn't hit the charts I didn't want it to hit, if it didn't reach the people I wanted it to reach, I'm still gonna keep going. I don't stop. I don't let none of that get to me. I don't let none of that hold me down. I'm going to keep pushing forward each time. I don't wallow in, some people, they get depressed, they get sad, and then they let that hold them back. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it as an author as well, but then I'll be on to my next book. Like, I'm just going to keep going.
That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm saying.
All
All
right.
right,
So,
so
in a space where the landscape of Black literature keeps shifting between trends, TikTok hype, and algorithm driven sales, how do you maintain your creative integrity while still being market savvy?
I remain true to who I am. I remain true to my pen. I study the market. I definitely do see the market. I see what's trending. But one thing I know about trends is they come in and they go. Before dark romance became a big thing where everybody was doing, I had already started writing in that genre. So it's a trend now, and it's okay because I mean it's a wide open market. I mean we've been kind of really writing those kind of characters and things like that, but it just wasn't a genre at that point. It all was considered urban fiction. Now it has its own genre, but yeah, I remain true to who I am as an artist, as a creator.
Mm.
Mm.
When you hear the term urban fiction, what emotions or images come to mind? What does the genre mean to you as both a storyteller and a Black woman navigating the literary world?
When I think of urban fiction, I think of all walks of life, right? Especially from an urban setting. You have gangsters, drug dealers, killers, and that's the first thing that people think of. And that is not all that happens in an urban neighborhood. You have teachers that live in urban neighborhoods. You have barbers. You have dancers. You have rappers. It's a setting. It might not be the suburbs or the nicest of areas, but if you come from a certain type of area, it's a lot of love there. It's a lot of love. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of envy, but you can get that anywhere. Urban is a setting. So I really do hate that they group, when you think of urban fiction, all they think of is struggle love. Or drug dealers. That's not all it is. It is only a setting. Now, do we like to write about that from those of us from hoods like that? Absolutely, but that's not the whole. So, I don't mind being called an urban fiction author. I'm an author, period. But I don't mind being called that, but I just don't want it to associate us with, like I said, only struggle, because people struggle in the suburb areas. People struggle in trailer parks. People struggle in rich neighborhoods, upper class neighborhoods, and it's just a different struggle, but people struggle regardless. And sometimes they be in upper middle class and they living above their means. So it's still the same struggle as some of us down here. You just it's different, you know?
I'm gonna ask this question outside of the questions that I had typed up for you. Do you think that a lot of the Black readers that complain about um urban fiction being too ghetto, too hood, the struggle and all that stuff, which I do believe there's no such thing as struggle, love. That everybody go through shit. The fuck? But do you think that it's more so they're looking for a white acceptance than they are actually really upset about the fact that urban fiction has certain elements in it?
I don't know if I would say they looking for white acceptance. Maybe I think of it like maybe they've grown up in that type of setting and they want to get out of it when they read. Maybe they don't know that area. They don't know the hood. You know, they could be from somewhere else. They don't know none of that, and so for them, it's not relatable or it's far fetched. I had someone say, I'm sick of y'all I'm sick of y'all writing about kingpins. Kingpins don't exist. And I'm like, baby, I'm from Texas. So I'm from Texas. So what you talking about, ma'am? I don't know why you don't think. No, they said they don't exist anymore. And it's like, they do exist. They're just smarter about how they do things. They're not as flashy as they used to be and all that type of stuff. So, of course, you would think it's gone, but I mean, we still have all that running around the neighborhood. So where do you think it's coming from?
Exactly. All right. Your work clearly draws from a deep cultural roots. Whether it's language, setting, or emotion, the culture breathes through every page. How consciously do you weave your heritage, community experiences, and street realism into your stories?
All the time. All the time. It's been parts of books that I've written, and you probably be like, oh, she is crazy, and I might have did it. Or my friends might have did it. Or so all the time, it's okay, so I have kids. They my oldest is 30, my second one is 25, my third one is 24, my son is 23. And then I got a 16-year-old, but we talking about the grown ones, right? And so they keep me up to date with all the stuff going on. So I'm able to come up with little stories and be like, oh, what? So yeah, real life is always weaved into my stories. Might not be exactly how it happened, but yeah, it's bits and pieces in there.
I believe that because there's some stuff y'all be writing.
Yeah. I can't think of one. I can't think of what book it was, but I wrote about the girl being mad at her boyfriend, and she took the meters off the side of her house and off the side of his trap house, and then she called her friend and asked a friend where she was, and she was like, I'm around the corner. She was like, come and get me, I'm hiding in the bushes. And that was actually a real experience. I was a friend that got called. I wasn't a friend hiding in the bushes.
Do you ever feel like the genres get unfairly boxed in, misrepresented, or dismissed by traditionally publishing and literary critics? What do you constantly what do they constantly misunderstand about urban fiction, and what truth would you like to correct?
Honestly, I look at it like I looked at you. Okay, so think about music back in the day. You had, it was love songs, love ballads, and all that. And so when rap came in, they struggled. I was just watching Straight Out of Compton last night, and how they struggled to get their voices heard, and this, that, and the other. I feel like we're just having to kick that door in. They still underestimating us, but these black voices are being heard regardless. So they're not having any choices but to change some of the way they do things anyway, because a lot of indie authors are doing their thing. And so yeah, we making ourselves known. We making ourselves heard. We kicking that door in. You know, if you want to keep that bias, you keep that bias. But my voice is going to be heard regardless if you listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to leave a lesson with my readers in every book. It's gonna be some gems in there. My voice is gonna be heard though. Traditionally, publisher can't silence it. They can't silence it, and they. I was just saying the other day. I'm not gonna say the author name, but she's traditionally published, and she's been dropping books fast. And I say, yeah, that's because she's been looking. That's because they see us. They see what we doing. And so now they're letting them do that because remember, it used to be you might get a book and might not get a book for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're not doing that no more. The traditionally published authors are dropping faster.
Oh yeah, that's the fantasy and dark romance.
And romance. And you know why? That's because they see us. They see us. So it'll get better. We just fighting for our spot right now.
So one thing that stands out in your books is that every character, main or side, has weight, voice, and a purpose. How do you approach crafting such layered character arcs? Do you map them all out, or do they reveal themselves to you as the story evolves?
A little bit of both. So, with my writing process, so what I start with is my characters. I'll come up with the names, and then I'll sit down and I'll. What makes it easier now is I'll find a trope and see what trope calls out to me. If I feel like that is one I'll want to work with. If not, I'll freestyle a chapter. Right? I'll freestyle it, and then I'll build the characters and the storyline from that freestyle chapter. And so I have a foundation, and then once I start writing, they just come to life.
Yeah, because you write some
Thank
really
you.
great
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, but that's 10 years of doing this thing, learning my craft, perfecting my craft, my writing, my development. That's 10 years of wanting to be better. I want every book to be better than the last, and it may not seem like it's better than the last to the reader because as far as the story goes, but for me, the way it's written, the way my characters are developed, the way I weave that story, those are important to me. That it's just it's just as important to me as it is to tell a good story. So if I see the development with each book, I'm happy with that.
I like that. All right. Your female characters are often just as gritty, complex, and emotionally raw as your male leads. They aren't accessories, they're full participants. Why is it important for you to give women equal space and depth in your narratives? Is this a conscious feminist or cultural choice, or both?
A lot of them are a reflection of who I am. And so not everyone isn't gonna roll over and lay down because a man says roll over and lay down. I come from a line of strong women, married strong women, a long line of them, and they speak. They are who they are. They're unapologetically themselves, and so I write those characters that are the same way. And if she's not that way in the beginning, she will evolve into that person.
So, urban fiction often lives outside of traditionally marketing circles. So, building and maintaining a loyal reader base is a unique challenge. What's been your approach to connecting with readers without feeling like you're selling yourself or losing your boundaries?
Getting to know my tribe. That was honestly when I first started writing. They would say drop the links in a group, drop the links in a group, and I did that. I paid promoters. I ran ads. I did all of that. But when I really started gaining readers is when I started talking to everybody. I got to know everybody. They was like, "You is crazy." They got to know my personality. I got to know theirs. Like I have readers that are friends at this point. They watch my kids grow up, go to prom, have kids, all of that. So I mean, getting to know the readers, showing them who I am, I think that was what really helped me a lot.
So
So
you have
you have
a new
a
book
new book
out?
out?
No, not yet. What I
No.
did was I have so this is the Baker's Bully original. So what I did was everybody loved that book, so I did a special edition. And so this is the new cover. This is the back of the book. And then what I did was I combined both books. So yeah, I just did me a special edition of it.
Where we gonna
Where we
buy
gonna
that?
buy it?
So they are available for pre-order on my website. So my website is www.waywithwordsmesh.com. And so I got a bunch of little goodies to come with it, and yeah. But it is 811 pages, and it is, look at that new cover. Like, and then it's a different baker and a different man on the back. So remember, it's two female bakers and two men. And this is the original.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for them.
But so I do have Savage Vows coming.
I was
I was just
just
talking about it.
Yes, I do have Savage Vows coming. They was kicking my butt because I had so many storylines. I got so many storylines for the characters because I still got to finish Naeem and Tatum, and then you have Khalil and Felicity, and then you remember you got it's a sister. So
I'm waiting.
yeah, so and it's scandalous, and I wanted to do a family story, like maybe like what was called Rebels, the family business. So it's not like the family business, but yeah, I wanted to do the whole cartel family, so it's a lot. And then I have so I wrote this book in 2016, and it is called I Just Want to Leave This. No. And so I was like, you know what? I don't have it up. I haven't had it up in years. So I was like, I want to put that book back up, but I want to, rewrite it in as who I am right now. And so that one should be out any day now. Girl, what I did was I read the book, and then I went back in, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And from where I started the story, I went back and gave it a backstory. And so that ended up being like 70,000 words before I even got back to the news story. But it's worth it. It is worth it. So I changed it. It's still true to I Just Want to Leave This, but it's so different. So I'm naming that one Love Bomb.
But you still have to mention that paranormal though.
See, girl,
You should have known.
I should. Yeah, I don't know why. I just haven't got back to it. I got so much to do. But you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna do at least 2 paranormals this year. Like that is my goal because I love paranormal. And if I'm being honest, paranormal is my favorite genre. Urban fantasy and paranormal. I write urban fiction and all that, but those are my favorite genres. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it this year, no doubt. Period.
If I can get all you urban fiction authors to do paranormal, it will make my fucking day.
Man, I love I love paranormal. I love urban fantasy. Oh, like my favorite is now. I like vampires because they're sexy, you know. But my favorite is werewolves. Like I don't know. I love the werewolves.
I love gargoyles.
You love gargoyles? See, I haven't read any gargoyle books. I don't think.
Natavia's Brick.
Oh, you're right. I did read Brick. Brick was good as hell. Brick was good as hell. But what else besides that one? Because I haven't read
that. It's another one I can't think of it right now. And then you got a new author named Cole. He's gonna debut urban paranormal with gargoyle.
Okay. See, I forgot about Brick. I haven't read that in so long. But I just love the werewolves and dragons and
I love dragons.
Oh, I like the demigods too. I like the demigods.
Have you read Williams? She has a whole demigod. She got one with Medusa. She got gods. Queen of Beasts.
And her name is what?
Phoenix William.
Phoenix Realm?
William.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna have to look her up because I don't know too many Black authors that write paranormal. So I look for them, but I end up reading K.F. Breen and
I've read her before.
Baby, I love Sin of Chocolate and that whole Demigod series. Yeah, like I love it. So I end up having to read it and just change the characters' faces in my in my head. Cause baby, these are Black people. But she do have some Black characters sometimes. But for the most part, well, yeah, let me change the characters in my head and be on it.
You should read Reggie Dupree. She writes Voodoo, Texas. It's filled with gods, devils, everything.
Yeah, see, I'm always looking for a Black author that write paranormal and urban fantasy because it's not many. And then I found this one chick, and I don't even want to say her name. And the reason why I don't want to say her name is because she writes real good urban fantasy, right? But her characters are always white, and she's Black.
Wait.
What? Yeah. When I started reading her urban fantasy, right? Man, I'm thinking it's a white girl. And so I end up joining her Facebook group. And when I got in there, I was like, oh, she's Black. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah. Yeah. I thought she was white, but nope, it's a Black girl.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah. I didn't either. At first I was like, I don't want to read her books no more. But then I like her books, so I was just like, you know what? Whatever. If that's what she felt like she had to do to make money or market herself, I don't know. But yeah, it was disappointing.
Damn. And this is what I go back to saying. Y'all be tripping about our authors. And here's a whole Black author that's writing white characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Okay, here's the next question. Speaking of boundaries, how do you protect your peace as a creative, especially in a world where readers want access to your thoughts, your inbox, your opinions, and your personal life 24/7?
Could you repeat that one more time? My phone kept ringing.
Oh, go mute for real quick.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of boundaries, how do you protect your peace as a creative, especially in a world where readers want access to your thoughts, your inbox, your opinions, and your personal life 24/7?
I ignore people. I ignore people. If I'm going through something at that moment, I'd rather not say anything and then just get back to you when I'm in a better space. Or if it's about business or something, then I'll go ahead and answer professionally. But if it's not important at that time, I'll just wait till I'm in a better mindset, a better space, and then talk. But yeah, I ignore people. I ignore my kids. I ignore my grandkids. I ignore my mama. I ignore yeah. So nobody is exempt. When I need my moment, anybody can be ignored.
Wait.
I see it. I see it though. I see it. I'll look and I'll see if it's important. If it's not important, then yeah. But I don't make them wait long. If it was like, let's say if it was Sunday and I saw it and it's just right that moment, I just need a breath, then I'll get back with them later that night, or it'll be early the next day or something. So I don't just ignore them for days or nothing like that. Cause I don't let heavy stuff sit with me. So I might be upset today, but I ain't gonna be upset tomorrow. I might be feeling this emotion today, but it ain't gonna last all day. I just refuse to let heavy stuff sit with me. So if I just need a moment, I'm gonna take it.
Okay. So, what lessons have you learned the hard way in the publishing industry, particularly as a Black woman writing stories that aren't always respectable but are always real?
You say the hardest lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to please others. The first time every reader wants something different. They get something different and then they don't want it. So they never know what they want. So it's just stay true to who I am. And, like if I take suggestions, it may be a suggestions for, what y'all want to see more of or things like that. But other than that, I just write what I feel is on my heart and stop trying to cater to everyone because you'll be busting your head trying to do that.
Facts. That's why I'm listening to y'all when it comes to this podcast. Readers love the grit and fire in your work, but many are curious. Are you planning to branch into other genres, including horror and romantic suspense? What themes are calling to you now as you grow and evolve creatively?
Paranormal has been riding my back for the past 3 years, and I've been a coward. I will be honest. I have been a coward because it's something that is outside of my comfort zone. But honestly, romance was outside of my comfort zone too because I used to write straight street lit. It had a love interest there, but for the most part, the romance was secondary to the storyline. So when me getting into urban romance and evolving the romance in my books and stuff like that, that was a challenge. And I think I've done pretty good with that challenge. So it's time for me to move on to paranormal and add that to it. Now, the paranormal that I was working on, 86, it has a bit of horror in there because he is a demon. Yeah, he's a demon. He was so he was with this chick doing the do when he received a call from someone saying they got his son and that they wanted money. And so, he talked to him and then he got mad and said, when I find out who you are, and they was like, well, no, what you need to be worried about is your mama. How is your mama doing? So he jumps up, he leaves, he goes to to his mom's house. When he get there, the door is it's cracked. So he goes in and he sees all the lights is out, the back door has been kicked in. He gets upstairs and he finds his mom and his son with in the head. And so he cries, and as he leaves out, somebody steps out of the shadow and they him several times, and so he hits the ground, and then as he's dying, the devil visits him. Yeah, and so he becomes a demon. And so yeah, it's a little horror in the book. It's a little horror in the book. It's not so much like I mean, you got the fantasy in there, but I did it in the modern world, and then there are parts where he goes he lives in the in between. So yeah,
I need that book.
yeah, so it is like a good amount of horror in there, because one of the things he do, y'all gonna be like, Mesha, hell be going on up there.
I need that book. I need that book.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question. Because I'm gonna try to wrap it up. I saw you cussing, and I want to cuss, but I can't do it on here.
I was trying to hide it.
I can't do it on here, so I'm like,
yeah, I was trying to hide it. I'm like,
all right. So you have
Mesha present.
yes.
What is upcoming books
and projects
you're excited about from your authors?
So we have a group project coming up, and it's called Bad Bunnies Only, and so it's in one club, and the club is called the Rabbit Hole, and so they call the ladies the bunnies. So each of us is writing about a bunny. We've made up our own fictional city, our own club, and so you're getting a story from each bunny. So that should be here either August or September. And so then they have their own individual projects coming up. And so CC Wright just dropped the Kingpin's Queen Pen, and she's new. So that's her second book. Sorry about that. My mom was trying to FaceTime. But she wrote the Kingpin's Queen Pen. And so, like I said, that's her second book. She has a part 2 coming, and it's in edits right now. Nadine.
CC Wright?
Yes, CC Wright. And then Nadine Fry has a Hoodlum's Love Was the Reason. She has that coming up. And then Tracy has a couple books in edits right now. So, but yeah, they're pretty dope. Let me see. Shanae is working on one. And then here I come with mine, because yeah, I plan on hitting y'all back to back. I'll say that. I plan on hitting y'all back to back with Savage Vows, and then with Love Bomb, then Savage Vows, and then I have Bad Bunny, and then I have the book we're doing with K. Renee for the book fair. And so that's Braxton University. So I do have one of those books coming. And then me and another author has something coming. Me and 2 more authors have something coming. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get y'all something new. I mean, we gave y'all the St. Pierre boys.
That's why y'all need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
If y'all have read that,
yeah, we gave y'all the St. Pierre boys, so we about to get y'all something new. And then me and her and Karma was talking about something. So
Okay.
We're gonna see what we do with that.
How can an
How can an
author,
author,
if they
if they
wanted
wanted
to get
to get
signed by
signed
you,
by you,
how would they
how would
go
they
about
go
that?
about that?
They can submit three chapters. And I want it raw. I don't want you to get it edited by your sister, your cousin. I don't want you to do nothing that. I want to see it raw. I want to see what you know so that I know how to help you develop. Because I not only publish your books, I will teach you. So if you would like to be considered for Mesha Mesh Presents, then you send 3 chapters and your contact information to alluremepresents@gmail.com.
All
All
right.
right.
So
So
I want you
I
to
want
give
you to give
advice
advice
to
to
new
new
authors
authors
first.
first.
For new
For new
authors
authors
stepping
stepping
into the
into the
urban
urban
fiction
fiction
space,
space,
what
what
honest
honest
advice would
advice
you
would
give
you give
them,
them,
not just
not
about
just about
writing,
writing,
but
but
about
about
surviving in the
surviving in the
game?
game?
Don't pocket watch. Don't pocket watch. Don't look at what the next author is doing and compare it to what you got going on, because no, do not. Don't worry about who's popular and who's not, because you work hard enough, you can be that popular author as well. Mess. Stay out of mess. Pay attention to those who are messy and is always in mess. And that tells you a lot about that person. You don't go and befriend the messiest person in the industry and then think you won't be in mess eventually. So, people, your surroundings, network. It is okay to share somebody's work. It's okay. I know it's a very competitive industry, but baby, it's enough money out here for all of us. Do not be upset if you feel like you don't get the same type of love you give somebody, because you just never know. The way that social media is, we may not see your book. We may not see it. I might not see it then, because especially when I'm on Facebook and stuff, I see stuff from everywhere else. I don't even see my friends' stuff like that no more, because they done changed the algorithm so much. But when I see it, I'm gonna share it. Your friends and family, I know you would want them to be your biggest supporters. They are not. And do not expect them to be. If they don't read books or they're not interested in reading books, your service is not interesting to them. So don't expect them to be your biggest supporter. Get out there and get it. Don't be upset either when they don't. Just take it for what it is and keep on pushing.
Now, and for seasoned authors who may be feeling burnt out or unsure if their voice still matters, what would you tell them about sustaining purpose, passion, and longevity?
Take a break. Take a break. If you need a break, take a goddamn break. But don't give up. Just keep going. Just keep pushing and, do what you do. Your voice is always important. Ain't no voice. Just keep going. Just keep pushing and, do what you do. Your voice is always important. Ain't no voice out here on doing what you're doing, and don't let what you see happening or the changes intimidate you. Evolve with the times. And this is one of the things that I've seen, and it makes me feel like an ancient author, right? So when I first started writing books, we did have paperbacks, but for the most part, they focused on ebooks, and they had us focusing on ebooks. And so, I see authors that have maybe 1 or 2 books doing book boxes. I see them driving that traffic to their websites to buy paperbacks and all that. And so I'm getting into it, but it's kind of intimidating for me, because they had us focusing on ebooks. So that is a big change in the industry that I see now. And like I said, I see these new authors, they do not care. They're going to put themselves out there. They're going to try. They're going to do what they do. And so, yeah, they give us motivation to do it as well. So don't be intimidated. Believe in you.
So when you create a legacy that continues to grow, when you look back at your journey, the genre's evolution, what do you hope readers and fellow writers take away from the art? The woman. The storyteller.
That was a real ass bitch. She kept it real at all times. No. Yeah, and she was a great storyteller. She talked a lot of shit, but she's caring. She has a big heart. But for the most part, that's a real ass bitch. Okay.